Hey, you guys. Hey, everyone. Okay, as you guys see, I think I finally figured out how to bring Justin on. I hope you guys are seeing what I'm seeing. Justin, are you seeing
Yes.
what I'm seeing?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
seeing it. Yes.
awesome. Okay, my phone obviously has a delay because I was watching it on my phone and it's not pulling up. But anyways, as most of you guys know, Andre was supposed to go to court today for a custody hearing. This was filed just a couple weeks ago, right? The father of her older two children.
Yes. A couple
Okay,
weeks. I think I might have but yeah, a couple weeks ago.
okay, and we managed to figure out like, okay, this is what's going on. He is, from my understanding, he is fighting for custody. Correct? That's what this is about. This is a custody
Yeah.
hearing.
Yes. It was filed 7/19, July 19th.
Okay, July 19th.
Hmm.
So that was it. It was about 2.5 weeks out that they got this court date, which is I think that's a pretty quick court date, right?
That's a pretty quick court date. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry, my phone.
Okay. So
Yeah.
oh no, your phone's good. So anyways, they get this court date set, and it was set for today, and we managed to get the information of how to call in on Zoom and everything, and um, but it didn't happen. The court date did not happen.
Did not
Um,
happen.
I was patiently waiting. I had it on my phone, I had it on my computer, and I was waiting for it to start, waiting for it to start, and the host never even joined. Um, the judge never even started the Zoom.
It
So
was just sitting there.
just sitting there, and I said, something has
That
got
was
to
it.
be up. Right? Was you thinking that? Well, yeah, because you texted me. You were like, "Are you
I
still
was
waiting?"
thinking, well, maybe it's not going to be public or something. But then
Mm-hmm.
I thought, well, usually they'll let you in, but then they'll kick you out if it's not going to be public. So
Mm-hmm.
I thought something might be up, but I kind of suspected that it may be postponed or
Mm-hmm.
rescheduled, to be honest with you. I really did, because I think a lot of people kind of had that inkling
Mm-hmm.
because it doesn't seem like Dre wants to be found, or
Right.
and being found meaning being served.
Right. And the last update we have on everything was that they were attempting to serve her and they couldn't.
Hmm.
Um, and usually, when she is served, they'll update the system and it'll say served on such and such date. And that never happened. So today, after I know I was on, Justin was on, we were waiting for it to start. After, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes, I said, you know what? I'm going to call and ask what the deal is. You guys, we tried to get in touch with Molly. Justin called Molly as soon as we figured out it was rescheduled, but she didn't answer, right, Justin?
Didn't answer. I don't know I don't know.
Yeah.
She's probably doing something. But so what is this? I just got. Hold on, I'm reading something. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yep. Nope. You're good. Um,
Uh, so okay. So I'm getting some news in by a source. Now, this I haven't checked this independently, but um I just spoke to a court official, as a lawyer routinely do, public cases appearing on court calendar, and it was informed that above coordinates to 3 p.m. on October 6th.
yes, that's what I was gonna say. It's been rescheduled for October 6th, which I thought was wow. That's 2 months out.
That's ridiculous.
Right. When I called and was like, hey, I'm, on a Zoom for this court date. And they asked for the
Mhm.
case number, and I told them, and she said that has actually been rescheduled until October 6th. And I
Oh, I
looked
didn't
at
know
the
you knew
date.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm
Oh
thinking
no,
I'm
you're good.
breaking some news
No,
here.
no, you're good. You're good. They did tell me that when I called because she was like, "It's been canceled.
Yeah.
It's been rescheduled for October 6th." And I said, October 6th, because I looked at my date and it was 8/3, and I had wrote down, because she said it's been rescheduled for 10/6. That's what she said, 10/6. She didn't even say October 6th. She said 10/6. So I wrote it down 10/6 with Judge Reeves. And
Mhm.
I looked at my date, 8/3, and I looked back and I said, 10/6? I said, that's 2 months out. And she said, yes, ma'am. And I asked, I said, well, can you tell me if it's been rescheduled because, one of the parties didn't show or whatnot? And she said she didn't have that information. That's what she basically told. That's what she said. She didn't have the information as far as why it was rescheduled, but it was rescheduled. But there's information that she is avoiding service. She's not going home. She's purposely
Mhm.
avoiding the house. Thank you so much for the super chat, Cecilian. Thank you. Um, is Molly live?
People are saying Molly, she's live, so I just she that's probably why she wasn't answering me. So I'll tell her to see if she can come over here real quick. So
Yeah, because
that's
I'm not seeing her
craziness.
live. I'm seeing, no, let's explain this again. Part two. Yep, she got 800 people watching. Huh. Molly. Molly, Molly, Molly.
I don't I don't know if she knows no, I didn't even know Molly was live, to be honest with you,
I
because
didn't
Elle and
either.
I were talking, and I was kept calling her, but the only time she doesn't answer is when she's live, usually, so
Yeah.
I never thought, or she's sleeping,
Sleeping.
so I
Yeah.
just thought she was sleeping, but
I figured she was probably asleep too.
yeah.
Why don't they serve her at the hospital? I've wondered that as well, and I think that's really up to the server, the person that isn't it like.
You can pay someone to serve. Usually there's service people in your area that just do serving.
Mhm.
But anybody can serve someone.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I literally, oh my goodness, who is that? There was a celebrity the other day that was at an award show, and she was literally up on stage, like reading, like about to present someone with an award, and somebody walked up to the stage and slid something on the stage, and she looked down and she said, "Really?" It was just a manila envelope, and she said, "Am I supposed to open this?" And they just stood there, like I don't know if they said anything. So she said, "Okay," and she bent down and picked it up. She opened the envelope and she pulled it out and she goes, "Oh, okay," and slid it back down and closed it. And come to find out, she was served with divorce
Oh
papers. While yes, it was a celebrity. I got to
my
remember her name,
God.
but she was literally served while on stage at an award show.
Jesus, talk about taking the fire from your
Oh,
thunder.
I
I
know,
mean,
right? Yes,
dang.
exactly. And Britney Spears, whenever her family was trying to get a restraining order on Sam, the guy that was like paparazzi, and Britney become really close with, and then he become like her manager. Her family had him served with a restraining order, like when he was like coming out of the restaurant after dinner one evening. They was like, "Hey, Sam," and he was like, "Yeah, who are you?" And they're like, "You just been served." So, from my understanding, I thought like you could have someone served different places. You don't have to just go to the house. Um,
Oh, it doesn't matter. I mean,
right.
where she's at, that's where you give it to them,
Yeah.
you know. So, and like the person you're serving doesn't have to be home either.
So, if
As long as
someone will
someone
accept it on their
as long
behalf.
as someone is at that address, yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. I think that would explain why, like, she don't want to go home. From my understanding, like, nobody's even been at the house lately due to this.
Yeah, I think they showed up. I heard allegedly that they showed up like I don't know, like a them and maybe some friends showed up like a week ago.
Hmm.
So, but maybe they was just getting a couple things and then
Head
they
back
were
out.
leaving, you
Yeah.
know.
Grabbing some things to head back out.
Yes.
But I do have to say, I'm bothered that this is 2 months out. 2 months out. That's
I'm
wild.
very bothered. I think I don't know. I think she was just trying to sorry, 1 second, please.
Okay. Justin's got to deal with his kids, you guys, which we all understand that. Um, but yeah, from my understanding, we were all waiting, and it never even started. The hearing never even started. The judge never even came on. I even called, like, I went through Zoom on my phone, But then I called as well because I was like, I gotta make sure I get in on this. I can see it. You guys are all the best. Elle turned for super chats for what's her name to be mad about. Skylar, thank you. Um,
Oh, that's sweet.
but yeah, I was like, something is up. Like this doesn't make sense that the judge hasn't even started it. Like I've sat in on other hearings, and they usually will start like 15 minutes, 10, 15 minutes beforehand, so people have enough time to come on. You know,
Correct.
so the fact that I think I got on about, I don't know, like 10 minutes beforehand, and then 30 minutes into it there was nobody there. I was like, it wasn't even started, it wasn't even opened up, um so I immediately started thinking like something's got to be up. What if it's been rescheduled?
In my opinion, that kind of shows you what kind of person Dre is. She lives on her phone,
Right,
right? It's not like she couldn't showed up at court because she was doing it, it was in the palm of her hand.
right, Zoom,
Court
yeah,
was
yeah,
through Zoom. She didn't have to like show up, like be there at the courthouse.
right,
She just had to be right here because they still have from what I understand, court is still during the COVID
right,
restrictions kind of thing.
yeah. So I mean, she could have got there just as easy as we all got there, and I know she knew about it. Everybody knew about it. If she's watching coverage of this, and which it's been said that she is, they say that she
Oh
is
yeah,
watching
she
coverage of
definitely
this. She knew
she
about
is.
it. Um,
Mhm.
she knew it was today. She knew what time it was. That information's been out there. I mean, how long has that been out there, Justin? About a week, maybe?
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So and I mean, well, obviously there's no, I mean, in my opinion, there's no denying it. She's avoiding it. The information's been out there. She's watching coverage. Even if she wasn't watching coverage, she still has her Dre Mafia, Slay Mafia, whatever it is, where people are literally telling her everything that happens. Yes, Heather's Haven. It was the right time zone. It's 5:13 here Central Time, and it was 3 their time. But we were on the right call. We got the information was gotten from the clerk of court or from the
Mhm.
courthouse, with all the direct information. We
It was
were,
on their docket.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was on their docket. Yeah, it was on their docket. And when I called, I gave them the case number. They said Andrea blank because it wasn't Andrea McCray. It's a different
It
last
wasn't.
name, a name I've never even heard her go. I've never heard this name before.
I think that's his last name.
That's what I saw because right below it was his name, the
Yeah.
Abba. I guess he just goes by Abba, which I don't want to. I'm not going to put the last name out there. But it was Abanura, something like that. Angela McDonald is because he didn't file it as an emergency hearing like he should have. He just filed a custody change on the existing custody order. Yeah, see, that's what I was thinking.
Now, just because it says October now doesn't mean it's going to be October.
Yeah, I hope.
We have to remember that there could be we don't know what's going to happen between now and October with this situation.
Right.
There's a lot of moving parts. We don't know about Vaughn, his health or anything, and we don't know about the custody situation, but there could be an emergency order as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it just depends on the lawyers right at this point. And
Yeah. Because that's what I was wondering. I was wondering, surely there was a way that his lawyer could figure out who represents her and reach out to the lawyer and try to work something out. Um, Goldfish, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you. From my understanding. Well, that probably would have been her married name. If you guys are hearing the chimes, I'm so sorry. I just figured
I
out
don't
how
hear
to.
it.
Okay. I just figured out how to get Justin on here with me, so I can't figure out the chimes. Um,
It's charming.
yeah, I think when somebody like subscribes or sends a super chat, it just did it. And some people are saying in the chat, I hear the chimes. I hear the chimes. Um,
Oh, I've got that part muted, so
I got to
that
figure out how to
the way
mute it
we
on
got it
my
worked out.
end. I got to figure out how to mute it on my end because it can be kind of loud. I think he did file for temporary custody, but the judge denied it and required a hearing. I haven't heard anything about if he did file it that way and it was denied. Have you heard anything about that, Justin? About him attempting to file an emergency?
I have not. No.
Okay. Um, you won't get a warrant for family probate court. Yeah, I don't think you could get a warrant. I was thinking maybe if his attorney could just reach out to her attorney about and maybe give, send the paperwork to her attorney. Say, listen, we're trying to serve your client. We think that
Mhm.
she's purposely avoiding this. Can we send the documents to you so we can get this? My thing too is if anybody ever tried to take me to court, if my ex tried to take me to court for custody of my kids, I'm going with bells on. Because I'm like,
Yeah.
you're not going to prove me unfit. I'm going to prove you unfit. You know what I'm
It
saying?
kind of, in my opinion, it just makes you look worse,
Right. That you want
like
him to
for
show
not
up.
showing
Yes,
up. But
absolutely.
we also know that Dre hasn't showed up for court before.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't the first time.
This is not the first time she's missed court. And what happened last time when she missed court, Justin?
She got her license suspended.
So her license was suspended last time. That was in 2019. She did get
Yes.
her license back. And from our understanding, it wasn't even like a serious situation.
Yeah.
It was just like maybe a traffic violation or something like minor like that, and she just didn't even show up.
Yeah. I've
Doesn't the
got,
father get summer visits?
yeah, it's not really,
I don't know much about the father. Justin, do you?
uh, like, no, I mean, I think we've talked to him once or
Mm-hmm.
twice. Um, I mean, other creators have put what he does out there and stuff. I'll just say it. He's a correctional. They're both kind of like correctional officers, I believe, and very nice people. They
Mm-hmm.
really are. They're very nice people.
They
But
probably don't even know what to make of like this everything happening so publicly. Don't know whose
yeah,
side to take. Don't know who to listen to. Don't know who's got their best interest at mind.
yeah. I think they live in California.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say California. I know it's somewhere out west, but I'm pretty sure it was California. And I think he has just tried to be there as much as he could be, considering how far it was. And
Mm-hmm.
um, I know that Dre has allegedly giving him a really tough time in the past.
That's what I heard. I heard that she was very hard to co-parent with.
Very hard to co-parent with, and a lot of police calls, complaints,
Of course.
you know, just if there was something to complain about. She says, I believe she says that she was abused or neglected in some way. Not, I don't think physically. I think she says emotionally
Emotionally, yeah.
abusive or something like that. But I mean, from what I know of them, that they've nothing been but class. But everyone. I don't know their situation, like how it was in the past or something. But I don't think this man is the type of man that would be like Vaughn, and I don't think Drake could tell him what to do.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
You
She
know,
might try to push him over, but he's probably the type that's going to be like, um,
she
I,
did.
yeah,
She did.
yeah. Especially if he is a correctional officer, then I feel like he's probably one of those no nonsense type of guys, and isn't just going to be pushed over by her, which
Yeah.
probably makes co-parenting even harder because she has um, physical custody of the kids. The kids will live with her, so even to answer the phone for her to answer the phone for him to talk to his kids,
Yes.
he has to go through her, and she definitely seems like one of the types that if you are not pleasing her, she won't answer the phone for you. She won't let you talk to your
Yep.
kids. She won't tell you how your kids are doing.
She's gonna punish you.
Yeah. I kind of, I wonder what the custody was before. Like, if he has any rights, and do they share custody? Does Dre have
You
like,
know, I think I don't know. I don't want to speak to that. I mean, I don't know. But from what I understand, the kids are obviously team
Mm-hmm.
Dre as mom,
I'm sure, yeah.
and I think that's normal considering what the kids have been through.
Absolutely, absolutely. The kids have lived there, and I don't know how much they see their father, but as much as they're with their mother, kids can be easily they're easily convinced of things, especially if they're
Mhm.
with one parent way more than the other one.
Yes.
They'll
Yep.
hear one parent say, "Your dad this, your dad that," and they will be
Yes.
convinced that their dad may not care about them as much as he should. You know?
I've always thought that's a horrible thing to do.
Oh,
We're-
absolutely,
If
100%.
you can hate your ex's guts,
Mm-hmm.
but don't ever talk about them horrible in front of your
Right.
kids,
Yep.
in my
Exactly.
opinion. It's just not a classy thing, and they still need someone to look up to. And
Exactly. It's their parent. It's their other parent
right.
either way, and they love their other parent. Thank you so much, Judy, for becoming a member. Thank you, Patricia, for the super chat. Um,
It's kind of like really, really, really crappy parents, and their parent, these kids, they still love their parents. They
mhm,
still think they're the world's best,
mhm.
even though, they're out like literally drugging and drinking and not making time for the kids, but those kids still want their parents.
Absolutely. Yeah. I have two older kids with my ex, and their dad is not, has never really been around, not really been there. And my daughter was really about her dad, her biological
Yep.
dad.
Hmm.
And, he would cancel visit after visit after visit. And um, I would kind of lie for him for a while. I would say, "Oh, he
Hmm.
can't get you because he's got to work this weekend," knowing that wasn't what it was. It wasn't that he had to work, but I just didn't want to hurt my daughter's feelings. That he just
Yeah.
didn't want to get them. But she would get irritated with me. She would get mad at me. If she couldn't see her dad. And there were times we lived almost 2 hours away from him. And 99.9% of the time, I did the driving to bring them. Thank you, Shanae, for becoming a member. Thank you so much. I would because the kids would say, "Are we going to dad's this weekend?" And I would say, "Do you want to? Do you guys want to?" Because I would always leave it up to them. Do you guys want to see your dad? Um, and my daughter always said, "Yeah." Like my daughter was always, "Oh, yeah, I want to see my dad." So I would text him, "Hey, the kids want to come see you this weekend. I don't have the gas money. I don't have the gas money. I don't have the
Yeah.
groceries." So I would usually run them up there the 2 hours out of my way, pregnant most of the time, or I have other kids, and um, 2 hours there, 2 hours back. And if I couldn't take them because I was on bed rest or something because I was on bed rest with almost all my pregnancies. He was like, "I don't have the money. I can't come get them." So I would. There were times where I couldn't take them, and I would have to say, "I'm sorry, you guys can't go," and it would be my problem. My
Right.
daughter would be upset with me. That I couldn't take, and he would tell her on the phone like she would want to call him. So we would call him, and he would literally say, "I'm sorry you can't come this weekend. If your mom could bring you, you could." And she's like, "See, why don't you bring us?" I'm like, "I'm not
Right.
supposed to be
And it would
driving."
it it would make it put it on you to make it
Yep,
sound like it's your fault.
exactly. Yes. And even though he was not a good dad, was hardly ever around, he never paid child support. My
Right.
daughter to this day loves her dad.
Yeah.
She loves
Yeah.
her daddy. Now my
Yeah.
son, he he looks at my husband as his dad. Like
Right.
he knows that who his dad is, but he just has a bond with my husband. So, but he still loves his dad. He's just like, I feel like Sean is my dad. He's like, it's really weird because I feel like Sean is my dad and my real dad is almost like my stepdad. Like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
bond is like reversed.
Yeah. I think sometimes uh you don't pick your biological parents, but you can pick who you don't pick your mother or your father, but you can pick your dad or your mom. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's
Yep.
kind of like that. It's who, raises you, and
Right.
my,
Yeah.
my mother was my grandmother. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Somebody says if Obo wants this to take place sooner, he needs to file for emergency custody. After he has someone write a sworn statement, it will be reviewed same day in most cases and signed off on or not. See, the thing is we just aren't privy to very much information. The only thing that we have access to is what's actually being posted. So we don't know if he's tried to. Someone actually said earlier in the chat that he tried to file an emergency hearing and the judge wouldn't allow it, which I don't see why the judge wouldn't allow it. Usually, if you want an emergency hearing to take place, I think if you provide valid evidence why it should take place, so like much quicker, then the judge will do it if you have reasoning.
Now, this is what I've heard in the past about the two. This is alleged. I have heard that Dre really puts it on thick. You know what I mean? For like,
Mm-hmm.
she's kind of blinded the
Oh,
system when it comes to the custody things and other matters like that.
yeah.
So,
I think I even
um,
heard that she's like friendly with like law enforcement.
possibly
Thank you so
it,
much for the
would,
super sticker.
it wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, as many times as she's called the police out to her house, I'm sure she knows half of them. You know?
She probably knows the whole damn force.
Yeah. I mean, my goodness. My goodness. Am I frozen? Somebody said I'm frozen. No, I see me just fine. Justin, I don't see his face anymore, but I see his plant.
I'm vaping, so I
Okay.
didn't want to be disrespectful.
Oh no, you're good to vape on my channel. I don't mind.
So it
There's
just looks bad.
I don't care.
So,
Um, there is no way Dre has a lawyer. Um, she refused to be served and didn't show up. No freaking way. That's what I'm wondering if she. Can you pause your thing, Sean? Okay. Because if she had a lawyer, wouldn't her lawyer at least be like, hey, you need to show up for this? Right?
you would think.
Because not showing up, which apparently what happened is it wasn't that she
Well,
just didn't show up, she wasn't served, so they had to push it
yeah,
back.
yeah. So technically, if she's not served, she doesn't have to show up because
Exactly.
she doesn't know technically what day it is, what time it is.
Right. Even though it's out there for the
Even
world to
though she
see,
damn sure knows.
she knows exactly. She knows, but allegedly she don't know. Allegedly she knows, but allegedly she don't know. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you so much, Danny and Diana. You guys, if I knew how to get the that noise off of when I get a new member, I would take it off, but I do not know how to take it off. Um,
Take
but
what
yeah,
off?
the noise that happens when when someone becomes a member, I get a super chat. That noise, that ding, because it is really loud.
Oh,
So yeah, here's what we know is, and someone said a while ago it was like barely after 3 in Arizona. Maybe so. We may have been trying to join the Zoom an hour ahead of time, but we called, we gave the case number, and they're like rescheduled.
mm-hmm.
So
That's what they said.
yeah, they said rescheduled. I spoke to a lady at the. Let me see. I'll tell you guys where it was.
Um,
Superior Court. Yuma, Arizona Superior Court is where I called, and they said, I gave them the case number, and they said the name to me, and I said
mhm.
yes. And they said it's been rescheduled for 10/6. So,
Yeah, I actually got a email from someone who in that area who would definitely know. I'll just put it that way.
gotcha. Oh, that's the email that you read earlier, right? Is that the one that you said it was?
Partial, yeah,
Yeah,
partial the email, yeah.
gotcha. So they're going to give it, I guess, 2 months to see if they can serve her. I mean, literally 2 months. If I was the dad, I think at this point I would take steps to have an emergency hearing. I think I would say, listen, I have reason to believe that she is purposely avoiding service. Here are videos to show that my children are in danger. Here's videos to show that my children have been given things that are not healthy, put them in danger health wise. The post where she says her daughter lost 20 pounds,
Yeah.
I would
Kids are not
present
supposed to be losing 20 pounds.
right, especially a 14-year-old. Your 14
Yeah,
year old should be gaining weight, not
absolutely.
losing weight. So if it was me, and I don't want to tell this man, how to do what, we don't know what he's going to do. He just found out today probably that it was pushed back. So he's probably trying to figure out what he needs to do. Surely, yeah, it's been rescheduled for October 6th. So
Hmm.
he's probably trying to figure out, what steps to take. I'm sure he wants to protect his kids. And like I said, I'm sure he found out today that it was going to be pushed back that far. I'm sure he knew that Dre had not been served. And unless she's served, I don't think there's much more they can do, right? I mean, I wonder if it will get to a point if she continues to avoid service, if they will say, okay, we've had 3 hearings pushed back and we still can't serve her. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go on with the hearing. If she makes it, she makes it. If she don't, she doesn't. Like,
Yes.
yeah, something like that could happen.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard allegedly where she could possibly be.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, but there's been rumors.
Right.
But there's always rumors, right?
Yeah, there. That's true. That's true. Um, yeah, and from what you're hearing, she's actively running. She's someplace where she does not believe people will look for her. Right?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Hmm.
and you know, it seems like there are people that probably know, and we don't know if they've reported this. We don't know if they've contacted so and so. We don't know. Maybe so. Um, she can only run for so long, though, surely, and they're going to have to do something. If it was my kids, though, like I said, I'd be there with bells on, ready to prove my case, of why this man is not fit to take my kids.
Yeah,
You,
exactly.
someone said, "Do you know
Exactly.
if Molly really knew and didn't want to share?" I think Molly said on her stream that she knows where she is too, and you've been given information of where she could potentially be, so Molly probably has as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Which, there, and it's not hard to stand out if you're Dre.
mm-hmm.
All it takes is
Right.
being in public one time and being in the area, and they're like, "Oh my God, there she is."
Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's true. My mother-in-law is, I think I told you this the other day. My mother-in-law, she worked for CPS for 10 plus years. She was the one that went into the home, met with the children, the parents, and she would write up a
I
report.
didn't know that. No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
My best friend worked for CPS.
Oh, really?
Hmm.
My
Yeah.
mother-in-law worked for in Texas, San Antonio,
Hmm.
and surrounding areas, and I told her about this case, and I sent her some videos to watch or whatever, and she said she would get back with me on what she thinks about it, because I told
Hmm.
her a few of them in particular, Raza begging for food, and she said, thank you, babe. She said, I will look through this and I will gather the videos that I think would need to be presented before the judge. I'll send them back to you. If you have somewhere you can send them, whatever, but um, I just thought, possibly if she did that, I would do a video and say, this is the videos according to, seasoned CPS worker,
Hmm.
the judge would need to see, um, that could potentially help the situation as
Yes.
far as those kids. Um, so yeah, so my mother-in-law has been looking into the videos and trying to get caught up on everything. Um, But I think there's more than enough evidence out there. Like if this was my child, if I was the father, I would be in the exposed group. I would be in all these groups, and I would be going through the videos. Me and my wife.
Oh Lord,
Yeah,
yes.
right. Any video that
I'd be filing away.
exactly. And we don't know that he hasn't, you guys. We don't know that he hasn't. He potentially has. Um, So this is just me saying what I would do. We really don't know what he hasn't done, but considering that court was pushed back today, uh, it kind of stresses me out, especially that it was pushed back so far.
Yes, but we just have to stay positive about it. I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to be October. It's still, I mean, it could still be next week if there's some change or some if there's,
Yeah,
more lawyers involved or even CPS,
yeah.
uh
Maybe her lawyer will reach out to her and say, "Listen, girl, we need to go ahead and get this taken care of because you not accepting service is not a good look. So let's go ahead and get this done. I'll contact the court. We'll get it set up. We'll go ahead and get this taken care of."
exactly.
But definitely the fact that she's avoiding service, it speaks volumes to me.
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just get it over with.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Um, yeah, we tried to tell Molly that Justin tried to call her, but we didn't know she was on a live. Can social services take the kids until the court case? Can social serve? Well, from my understanding, I mean, CPS would have to be involved. They would have to deem that she's unfit, and that takes a lot. According to my mother-in-law, she said there's my mother-in-law. One of the reasons she stopped doing this is because there were times when the kids needed to be taken from the family, and because
Yep.
judges just do not like doing it, they do as much possible to keep the families together. There was a
Yes.
family that got killed. The dad
Hmm.
killed the kids, and she had suggested that the kids be taken because they were not in a safe place, and the judge didn't listen to what she
Hmm.
recommended, and the kids got killed. And
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing a lot of people don't understand with the CPS system is it's not just up to the worker.
it's not,
It
no.
it it's up to the judge as well. It's so I mean, in some cases it can be the CPS worker's fault, but in a lot of cases it can be judges as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um so and truthfully, they are swamped. They
Yeah.
are swamped. And my one of my friend, she says all the time, my days are spent of going to places of just people calling on each other,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
just calling on each other.
Somebody mad.
Somebody mad,
Yep.
and she's like, and I can it's hard to get to your other cases when you're
Yeah.
constantly going to new places, and
Mm-hmm.
because you call, they have to check,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
My mother-in-law said that their caseload was it was like so much because uh, people don't like being caseworkers, dealing
Yeah,
with everything
it's
they
a
have to
very
deal with.
stressful job.
Exactly. It's a very stressful job, mentally, physically, emotionally. It emotionally takes a toll on you. Like, it put my mother-in-law like a depression doing it.
Yes.
I mean, she went to school for it. She's got a degree in psychology. Like, and she did it, and literally she said, about, like, I think she said she had been a caseworker for about a year, and her supervisor approached her and said, "Do you want to move up to be a supervisor?" And she said, I barely know how to do what I'm doing right now. I can't be a
Right.
supervisor. I can't be over people. And it was because they just so desperately needed supervisors. So she didn't take the position. She was like, "No way, I can't."
Yeah.
And she said a lot of times when she would go to her supervisor with a question, her supervisor would have to go to someone else to find
Hmm.
out the answer
The
because they were
answer.
just
Yeah.
they weren't qualified really, and they
I've
had.
heard that so many times, so
Mm-hmm.
many times. Where I'm at, there's signs everywhere, which I don't know if you know this, but uh, I'm certified to be a foster parent. So
Oh, okay.
we get, but I do, we just do emergency cases.
Mm-hmm.
They're at our house for a night or two, generally,
Yeah.
the kids, until they're have a long-term placement.
How many?
Because it's very hard for me to let them go.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. How many foster kids have you had through your time being qualified to take in foster kids?
We've done it for a few years now, so probably 13 or
Oh
14. Let
wow.
me see, let me count. 13. 13. Yeah.
Okay, so in cases that you are familiar with, parents are deemed unfit, and they will
Hmm.
place them in like your home until they can find like another relative that will take them that is deemed fit. Because even if a
Or
relative wants,
a long-term foster care.
okay, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So, but even if
Yeah.
a relative wants to step in and take the child, don't they have to go through a process as well? Don't
Absolutely. Yeah,
I thought so?
absolutely. It's
Okay.
it's a very stringent process. You have to, do your blood work, your criminal background, all of that stuff. The system is broken. It is. But it's like our our first kid that we ever got, he was here for a while, and we had to ask permission to give the kid a haircut.
Ask who?
We had to ask the foster system,
Oh wow, really?
and listen to this, and they have to ask the parents that they took the kid away from.
What? You have to get permission from the parent that was deemed unfit?
Yes, yes, and
That's
I got so I was we was sitting at our dining room table, and I got furious, and I was like, "You're telling me I have to ask to give this kid a haircut when they kept the kid in a fucking dog crate?" You know what I mean?
yeah.
Pardon my French, but
Yeah. Oh my
uh,
goodness. A dog
it's
crate?
it's
That was your first. Oh my
ridiculous.
goodness. That's terrible. I'm sure they come to you with some pretty traumatic stories, experiences.
Yeah,
When they come to you, are they usually kind of broken? And I would imagine, I would have to imagine.
some are, some. I think most of them, uh, which I we don't do like teenagers or anything like that. We do, usually smaller, around our kids' age, but um, most of them, I think they've just had to go with the wind,
Mm.
their entire life. There's never been a schedule. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yes.
So most of them are, but we're just emergency. So which is, hey, we've had to take these kids out right now. We've had this kid at our office for 2 hours. Please, can you take this kid for a night or two so we can place it? And I'm like, sure,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So it's terrible,
Yeah, that's
terrible.
very sad. I would have to imagine it's very difficult to bring them in, establish a relationship with them, make them feel
Mhm.
safe, and then you have to
Yeah,
hand them over.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, a lot of times, I just believe a lot of times there's just too many chances given.
Yeah,
Too many chances given. It's like,
that's yep. That's what my
it'll be
mother-in-law
back in
said.
6 months.
Yeah,
Kids will be back in 6 months. Guarantee it.
that's what my mother-in-law said. Like they hate to. She's like, I'm not about. She said, well, first off, my mother-in-law has I mean 5 kids. Yeah, 5 kids, and they took in foster kids. She took in foster kids when she was,
Hmm.
when my husband was growing up. They have foster kids as well. She loves children.
Hmm.
That was why she made the decision to become a CPS worker, was to help
Hmm.
children. But she said there were literally times where she knew the kids were in danger, and she would tell the judge that she would write it in her report. They need to be removed, and it just would not happen. Judges would rather do anything else than remove the kids, almost.
Hmm.
Um,
Nobody wants to remove a kid, and
right,
I'll be, I think kids should not be removed unless they are not safe. You
right.
know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But uh, it's a very it's that's why I know these people, the CPS workers, they don't sleep at night, because you just don't, you have that pressure, did I make the right decision? Should this kid be removed?
Right.
Because it's like you're damned if you do and you're kind of damned if you don't,
Right.
emotionally speaking, because it's like I just took this, kid away from a family, but also, you know, the safety is the most important thing of the child.
Absolutely. Absolutely. While it sucks, that parents are getting their kids taken away, if that's what is in the best interest of the child, and that's just what has to happen. Because at the end of the day, if you leave that child placed there and something happens like what happened in my mother-in-law's case, both parents were addicts and the father was abusive. He was abusive
Hmm.
to the wife, he was abusive to the children, he had in and out of jail, and he didn't want no help. The mother didn't want no help. They didn't want to go to their mandated classes or anything. And my mother in law, her recommendation was for the kids to be removed because they
Hmm.
didn't even show any signs of wanting to change.
Yeah.
And the judge just said, just keep working with them, just keep working with them, just keep working with them. So then they ended up, you know, no, babe, I'm good, thank you. The father ended up killing the kids. I don't remember
Mhm.
if he killed the wife too, but the kids. Um, and then it's too late. Then it's too late. I do see that there's something going on in the chat, Lauren. I read your comment. I'm not deleting comments, you guys. That's not me. um, the mods are kind of taking care of it. The chat, there's 800 people in here, so the mods are trying to make sure they filter anything that needs to be deleted and while still allow everyone to say how they feel. Um,
Yeah. Is what it is.
yeah. Well, we did try to get in touch with Molly. We didn't know that Molly was alive. I assumed that she was sleeping because Justin had called her. And I know that she's been running herself ragged, um, you know, with this case, keeping up with it and everything. And I know I've heard her say many a times that she needs some sleep. So I figured if she's sleepless, let her sleep, you know.
Yeah.
Um, but who said that? Who said a biracial child? Who said that?
Who said that?
Because whoever said that definitely needs to be booted.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I think there's been a lot of baiting going on.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, I know. I know. Literally, when I was live with Molly the other day, you were on there, but you weren't like on there, on there. And I was like, I'm gonna do my makeup really quick. But then I just grabbed my bag and I ran to and I jumped on without my makeup on. And we had uh, Mr. Marvin Senior on, and he talked. And after he talked, I like did my makeup as we continued the stream. And there was literally like someone in the chat like trying to bait me to like get irritated. I guess I could tell by the things they were saying. I don't even think I addressed it. I don't think I said anything about it at all. Not there. Later on one of my lives, I did say something along the lines of it didn't take me 2.5 hours to do my makeup because somebody was like, "Oh my gosh, Elle is making this all about herself." Um, she took 2.5 hours to do her makeup, which was ridiculous. Who called a child a mutt?
They're saying Molly called a biracial child.
Thank you, Heather.
I'll have to listen to that. I hope
My
she
husband
didn't.
said we're all mutts. Check
We are, yes,
ancestry.com.
exactly. We're American. We're the melting pot of the world.
um, now they're gonna be on you, baby, because you said we all mutts. So, but definitely because someone's biracial does not make them a mutt. I, who's flavor? I'm confused. Mods, you guys just pay attention to the chat.
it,
It's
Last
sad.
night there was some baiting in
I saw that. I saw that because I was trying to
mine.
watch you and I was taking notes. And then I did a member stream that night.
Plant Diva said it was taken out of context, so
Who said
it's
it? maybe a lot of times things can be taken out of. Let me
Yeah. I've never seen some of these people, so
yeah.
it is out of context, shaking my head. Yeah. Yeah, it's some people. I'm just going to leave it there. Never mind.
It's very hard when you have a public platform because
You did, yes,
yes,
because somebody's always not going to like it, whatever you
right,
say.
yeah, absolutely. Um, and I know me myself, I stand up for anybody. I teach my kids to stand up for anybody. Um, it doesn't matter as long as you're like good people. I like you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But I'm just shocked because I feel like Dre could have went today, got it all taken care of, started and everything, and she's avoiding it. She's prolonging it. This is just going to continue to weigh on her, weigh on her, weigh on her. Um,
Something's up.
mm-hmm.
Something. Yeah. Babe, Flava didn't say it. She was telling the chat. Okay.
Yeah, someone kept saying delete Flava, but I saw Flava say I didn't say that. I was repeating it, and then Flava said I am biracial. I wouldn't say that. So I think maybe Flava said what
Well,
was
my kids
said.
are multiracial, so
I heard you say that. Yeah. Um, it sucks because when Molly and Justin first started covering this, you guys literally had people tell y'all that y'all shouldn't cover it because you guys are white.
you're right.
Which I thought that's terrible because to me that is the epitome of like a race issue. As white people to say, well, I'm not going to cover that topic because they're a different race than me. That is the issue.
Hmm.
Um, we just, I look at people as a human. Like, you're a human, the next person's a human. As long as you treat me good, I'm going to respect you and I'm going to treat you good. But I know that really upset Molly for people to say that, for people to tell her that she didn't have the right to cover something because she was white. I know that bothered her because
Hmm.
you guys were reached out to by the Facebook account, correct? And other people were as well, but they didn't cover it. Um, so I know like this whole race issue really got messed up because, um, people. I think somebody come on the panel trying to say that like the issues with the cops could have been a race issue of why they didn't investigate it. Maybe like maybe it was because like oh it's because of the color of Vaughn's skin. Maybe that's why they didn't investigate this, and that's possible. I've never
It
said that.
is.
Yeah, it's very possible. Um, so, but Molly was just trying to say, as far as she goes, like her, Justin, myself, race has nothing to do with this as far as us and why we choose to cover this. We are covering it. Me personally, that's Marine. My husband's military. I saw videos. I heard the video of him talking to the kids and him saying, like, I have to get help. Like, if I stay here, it's not going to be okay. That really, like, touched me and I was like, I gotta get on this. I gotta start figuring out what was going on. I need to put this on my channel. I need to talk about it because he seemed like he was in a state of depression and he didn't know what to
Hmm.
do. So I wanted to start covering it. Um, it had nothing to do with anything else other than I felt for him and I wanted to bring attention to the situation. Um, and I think, for the Facebook account to ask people to cover it and them not to cover it, and then other people, you guys say, yeah, yeah, we'll cover it. And then for y'all to get heat about it, it just sucks. It's to,
We asked a lot of big creators to, like, really big creators to cover it and wouldn't
they
do it.
wouldn't, yeah.
So we just said, fine.
Have those big creators started talking about it now?
A couple have, yeah, a few have, yep,
How ironic.
isn't it?
Yeah. Hmm.
And when we had one creator, they said, I'll wait till it catches on.
What? I'll wait till it catches on. Wow.
Yep. like, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that's not fair. That's really not fair to say I'll wait till it catches on.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because if everybody looked at it that way, if everybody said, "Well, I'll just wait till it catches," it's never going to catch on. There's not going to
Mm-hmm.
be, um, it's not going to
I
be
mean,
brought out
this,
there.
yeah, this case, it's just like something out of like a sitcom or something, you know what I mean? But these are real lives. These are real lives. And I know a lot of we get caught up in it from the day to day, but a lot of times we just forget that these are real human beings in these
Mm-hmm.
stories,
Right?
like real lives. They're really hurting in a lot of different aspects,
Yeah.
which I do more, true crime and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I am so
Oh
sorry.
no, you are fine. Um,
Um,
yeah. I don't know. I hate that it's turned in like to drama because at the end of the day, this is a family. This
yeah.
is a man that's over there in a coma, and the focus should just be on like that and not like. I feel like there's creators that are jumping on the situation that's purposely. One of my friends told me there's actually a term for it where they jump in on like something that's like a trending situation that a lot of people are talking about. They start drama and then they run to their channel to talk about the drama that they created to grow their
Wow, who
channel.
does that sound like? I
I
wonder.
know. Exactly. Exactly. They literally create the drama, run to their channel to talk about the drama to pull in an audience. And that's just, it's terrible. Like, Valerie, I don't know how to pull you on. I had to get Justin on here because it was a whole deal.
Yeah, we're running through two different platforms right
Yes.
now, so I'm probably a little bit blurrier than normal, but we got it to work. That's the
Yeah,
main thing.
we got it to work. When I'm normally, um, I could probably bring some. Well, no, you would have to. No, I can't. I can't bring people on panel anymore. I could on Stream Yard, but I can't on Stream Lab. I'm so sorry.
If I drop my link in StreamYard, can they in your chat?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you, it's
Yep.
that's if you want to bring somebody up, that's up to you. So you tell me.
Yeah. If you drop your link in
Mm-hmm.
to my chat, they're gonna come up through
Right.
your side. You bring them
Right.
up, and I may have to adjust the screen a little bit, which I'll be able to do.
Will that be
Yeah.
hard for you? Because I don't want to. I
No, I
mean,
don't think so. No, I don't think so.
so
So you can do that. And we'll bring a few people up.
okay.
Um,
Guys, you'll just have to show me your face. In like behind the chat. Just you don't have to keep your camera on after that. But oh, I'm not a mod. Dang it. So it won't let me drop a link. Can you mod me for a second?
yes. I'll have to make myself big. Wait, no, I don't. No, I don't.
You got you. I do it with my phone. That's how I do it.
Oh, I think I can do it with my phone. Hold on. Let me
Yeah.
bring it
You
back.
just hit my name,
Yeah.
or
I,
one of the mods in there can drop it if they can
um,
copy that. Doesn't matter.
put a comment in there, Justin. And I'll.
Sherry said, "Don't bring anyone up."
Sherry said, "Don't bring any. Why not?"
Uh,
We'll bring a couple people up and then we'll close it out. We've been on for almost an hour.
Check my
Um,
text. Oh my god.
let me see. Uh, thank you, Shy. Thank you, thank you. KJ will. um,
Did you? Will that work now?
did you drop a comment so I could mod you if you did? I
Yeah,
missed it.
I just now dropped one.
Okay.
Well, it's just a little more complicated because we're doing through multiple streams to get this to work.
It's very weird. It's very weird.
Streamlabs has a new service called Melon, and it's so much easier to use.
I wish Streamlabs or StreamYard?
Stream Yards.
I don't
No,
know which way you said.
what am I? I'm StreamYard. No, Streamlabs.
So it's
I
okay.
think
It's
it's
mine.
yes, Streamlabs. Yes, and it's called Melon.
That's I wish I loved StreamYard. I loved it. I knew how to work it properly. The picture was so blurry. I could not figure it out. Why am I not seeing your comment, Justin? Where did you go? Where did you go?
Here, I'll do a couple of them.
Just ask him to comment again.
Oh, there he goes.
Right, there it
Hi, hi, hi. Yep, there you go. Now you can drop a link.
goes.
Okay.
Justice for all, spamming the chat.
There we go.
My husband's in here. He was joking. He said somebody named Justice for All is spamming the chat. That's hilarious.
I'm a spammer.
Spammer.
All right. So yeah, if anybody wants to come up, you're welcome to. And I'll. You just got to show your face behind the scene if you want to.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we might get Molly over here later.
Yeah. There's no spoon to stir the spot. Nope, not over here. No
Ooh,
spoon
I
to
like
stir a
that
pot.
saying. I like that saying.
Same.
No spoon to stir a pot with.
Not over here. We get along
That's
fine with
right.
Molly. Doesn't he
Okay.
though? He does. I said he looks like Ken, like the
I
Barbie
don't look
Ken.
like Ken.
In my opinion.
It's gonna make an inappropriate joke, but I'm not.
Oh Lord.
Uh, it's well, it's not it is inappropriate, but it's not inappropriate in a dirty way. It's just uh, inappropriate.
Gotcha. Latoya, I did a get ready with me this morning. Actually, I did my makeup while on stream.
I've still not figured out how to go live
Oh.
on my channel. Good. I've done it once. Well, listen, the first time I did a live, I didn't know what I was doing. And literally, the chat helped me.
Same.
I did not. I was like, listen, we're just going to push this button and
See what happens.
see if people come. Yeah.
I went live and it was a decent amount of people in there, and someone said you need moderators, and I said, well, what are moderators? And they're like, well,
Yes.
they help your channel to keep trolls out. If somebody comes in saying something rude, they'll boot them for you. And I said, okay, great, yeah, I need moderators. And they said,
Yeah.
you can mod me. So I said, okay, sure. So I modded like 5 or 6 people. Come to find out, the person that told me you need moderators and then said you can mod me was like a 9-year-old. I had a 9-year-old moderator. And then it was like the person was being like inappropriate, and like I was like, can I have your email? So I emailed them and found them on Facebook. Sure enough, 9. So I unmodded them, booted them, and then the person kept coming back under different names. And like it wasn't completely different names. It was like
Hmm.
Ryan something, and it was like Ryan W. Ryan W. period. So like I knew it was like the same person. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm so
Yeah.
sorry. Like I'm not trying to be rude, but you're not. I can't have you as my moderator.
Exactly.
It was pretty
So
funny.
my first live, another creator, uh, who's from another country. Oops, I got someone here. She was saying that she was going to commit the S word.
Mm-mm.
So, all right, there's Amy. Hey, Amy.
Oh wow, I got on so fast.
All right,
Wow.
let me see if
I'm
I
just
Oh,
so
can.
well,
disappointed with the court hearing. I feel very bad for those kids. I don't understand. I'm just venting. Can I vent right now?
Mm-hmm.
of
I'm
course.
just very, very upset. Well, like these kids, the judge is not a doctor. The judge doesn't, I just don't think these judges have a right when they're dealing with a medical situation with children not being fed, having seizures. And I just think that they have a lot of blood on their hands. And I'm really tired of it. Especially there was a case in my state. There was a kid that the mother was upset because the father she knew was going to hurt him. And she had an emergency hearing. And he denied because he wouldn't deny the father any visits. Well, the weekend that he had him, he murdered the kid. And I'm concerned that you're going to wait 2 months with these two girls, and they're going to wind up in the hospital. How much will these little bodies withstand of starving and this kind of diet? I'm very upset.
I
I'm
know.
just totally, I'm beside myself. Not that, I'm not, I'm just like, just so dumbfounded. I'm just thinking that these judges need accountability for the deaths that they have on their hands.
Yes.
I
And
agree.
this is absolute, and I'm a nurse. I don't think, how do
Yeah.
these people, it's like, can I tell you that you need to do this with your car? Or, they're not subject matter experts when it comes to these medical situations. And they have no clue of what's going on. And I think it's absolutely egregious,
Mm-hmm.
you
I
know?
agree, Amy.
And the other thing I have to suggest to you, was wanting to tell you this. If you see Molly in Pennsylvania and you want to bring the kids, you know what
Uh-huh.
you should take them to?
What?
There's a Turkey Hill has a factory museum where you take the kids. It's like a little thing they tour, and there's like a little workshop. They get to make their own ice cream. They would love that.
Oh, that's
I
cool.
just
Really?
So you
That
should
would be
take, it's
cool.
like in the area, you should take them. Then there's a little train ride that you go on. They give you dinner, little lunch for them. They would like in the Amish country. If you ever go up there, they're just some little suggestions, but
Oh, that's
to
awesome.
keep them busy. But I'm just venting. I got very upset with that. And I really wish that somehow her location was disclosed, that she would be served, that these kids would be out of danger. And I really wish the father was a little bit more aggressive. I don't know if he is being, but I just think that he needs to be a little aggressive with the medical situation, in my opinion. So that's it. I'll let the next person come up. Okay, nice talking
Thank
to
you,
you.
Thank you
Amy.
so
Bye.
much,
Take care.
Amy.
Oh, you're
Take,
welcome. Bye.
take care.
Bye
Always a
bye.
pleasure, Amy.
Thank you. Take care now.
Bye-bye. Next we have Valerie.
Hello.
Hey,
Hey,
Hello.
Valerie.
Valerie. Hey.
Hi. I just want to say, yesterday, I seen Molly how upset she was yesterday, and uh, because you guys are doing an excellent job. I just want to let you know that. And I seen how upset she got yesterday, and you know what I would do? I would just have a block party. I wouldn't put people on. I wouldn't put nobody on timeout because they come back. They come back with a
Yep.
vengeance when you put them on timeout. So what I would do, I would block them every time they would say something negative. I would say I would block them. I wouldn't care about the ratings. I would just block them because it's like I don't blame. I seen the upset how upset Molly was getting because she only trying to help. And then you got people on the outside looking in and come in and say negative things and nasty things. I would just have that my finger, I have my trigger finger on that block button. I would
Block,
just
block,
be
block.
blocking, 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 blocking. I wouldn't even give them a chance to come back.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, and then then you will see that they will see that you're not playing with them. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Right. Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy how people can get on somebody live and just talk crazy to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I
I
Well,
just be
agree.
like,
I mean, the Facebook groups and stuff, they asked us, to do this, and they reached out to so many uh different creators, and nobody would do it. So it was like, okay, we'll do it. And now it's just blown up. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah, I'm telling you, I'll be blocking them. I wouldn't care. You
Yeah.
wouldn't have to. You wouldn't even get a second chance with me. I would just block you. Then I won't have to worry about you coming back saying nothing stupid again. I'll just keep blocking you.
that's right.
Yeah.
Let's just have a block party today.
Yeah. I'm down for that. I earlier when I was on a live stream, I was just like doing a get ready with me while I done my makeup,
Mhm.
and somebody came in and they didn't see the title said get ready with me. So when they came in, I was like doing my hair, right? And they
Mhm.
said, "Why are we watching you do your hair?" And I kind of got a little because when you have this platform, you always get like rude comments. You have those comments that are straight up rude, like, "Oh my
Yeah.
goodness, you're ignorant. You sound stupid. I can't stand the sound of your voice." And then you have like comments that will be like, "You play with your hair too much." And it's just like, if you can't don't have constructive criticism and you can't do it in a nice way, can you just move along, please? Like, you don't have
Yes.
to sit here and tell me every little thing that I'm doing wrong, because
Right.
if
We
put yourself up
trust me,
here.
we know we're not perfect to begin with.
Exactly.
We know that.
Yes. And
We know that.
I said something. Thank you, Heather Dodson, for becoming a member. And I'm usually not one to call anybody out, but I said something. I said, I don't know if you noticed, but the title was a "Get Ready with Me," so that's why you're watching me do my hair. And then the person was like, "I'm so sorry, I didn't see the title." And I'm like, and the person was like, "That made me cry." And I'm like, "I'm so sorry," because I would never want to make anyone cry. But I have to go through my comment section where most of the time, 99% of the time, it's good comments. But the 10% of comments that are rude, 9 times out of 10, it is just uncalled for petty rudeness
Hmm.
that it can take a toll on you. You know,
Yeah, it can. It can. And I seen it. I seen it in Molly yesterday. She just jumped off. She didn't say she just jumped off, and I can understand what she's going through because she's dealing with these people every day. I'm talking about every day. Y'all come on live every
It's
day.
really 24 hours. Elle can tell you that. It's literally, it's not just like during the like it is day and night. We are going through this YouTube stuff. I mean, just because we're not live, I swear to you, we are still working. We just don't,
mhm,
there's a lot of research. There's a lot of stuff you have to do behind the scenes. There's a lot of thumbnails, research. You have to
mhm,
create comments and emails and just tons and tons of stuff.
And it'll
mhm.
take a toll
So
on you. And I seen it on her yesterday, and it's like I'm telling y'all better than me. I'm telling you, you're better than me because there's
Mhm.
no way you would get a second chance to say something stupid to me.
That's
You
my
yeah.
wouldn't get a
sister.
second.
My sister's the same way. She used to come on my channel sometimes, but she's the same way. She's like, you pop off once to her, and she's going off.
Yeah.
Uh, you won't have to worry about doing it to me a second time because I will block you for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people have every right to block. I mean, this is my channel. Justin has his channel. Molly has her channel. I get it. We should get constructive criticism, and we should be able to take that when somebody comes in and says,
Hmm.
"Hey, respectfully or with peace and love, this and this, but I love you. I'm just
Mhm.
letting you know." There's always a way to tell someone that their information is incorrect, or something like that. But a lot of
Yeah.
Well,
times it won't be that way. It's not nicely. A lot of times it will be someone like, "Oh, you're one of those. You're stirring up drama. You don't even have the correct information." And it's like, well, then correct me if I'm wrong, but do it nicely.
And then
exactly.
the other thing that I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna leave. The other thing that I do not like is they bringing race in this thing. It's not, I don't see no race. I'm a black woman and I don't see no race. I do
Well,
not see it. I might be blind to it, but I don't see it in this thing. I don't.
well, Vaughn's mom and both sides of the family, they said this right here is they said it to us that it's not really a race issue. Like I get it. A lot of times if you are of color, you don't get treated as fairly in some cases. And I understand that. Well, what people are saying, but uh I just don't it's I don't want to make it about race. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, but thank you, Valerie, so much for
Okay.
coming
Yeah,
up. You're
thank you
always a
so much,
joy.
Valerie.
Y'all
Thank you.
keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. Keep
Thank
Thank
up
you,
the
you
good
so
darling.
work.
much. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you. Bye.
God bless you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Next we have Pamela. Hi, Pamela.
Hey, Pamela. You're muted, love. That's okay. I do that all the time. I always
It's the
start
first
meetings.
time. It's the first time. And I'm from Mexico, so I'm sorry if my English is not like perfect.
No, you're
You sound
fine. We
good.
love your accent.
This is awesome. The thing that I want to tell you, I have been watching you since the first day of the Bond case, um, and I really think that the way that Justin and Elle have like doing this is like the most perfect way, because Justin, yesterday you like present facts and like teach us everything about the S thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
A lot of people like that slideshow thing I did yesterday,
yeah,
so I might do more of those.
because you know we don't like have that kind of knowledge like
Right,
every day.
right.
But the only thing that I was worried today is because I know that Marisa is like feel everything like big time
Yeah,
and all of
she's
those
very
things.
passionate.
But you
Doesn't matter
know,
what.
to the this I think that that was this morning that I saw her and I was like really worried because I saw like she was saying like things that she knew where Dre was, so they have to ask her so she can be served with the court papers.
Hmm.
And I was like, uh, first of all, I don't, o sea, I don't think that the police is like going to call her and ask.
Yes.
And second, if we want everything good for the kids and for the family, if we can help, like we have to do it.
Hmm.
So I have make like my decision to stay with you two, because I sometimes feel like bad for
Hmm.
Maris.
Yeah,
Eh, so I know that you, Justin, are like all the time telling her like to calm down and to.
yeah. Last night she said, "I think I just need a break," and I said, "Take a break."
Hmm.
Yeah, but you know, she says that every day and she keeps going and going,
I,
and I think that she needs to rest.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think
She's
she
very
don't want to
sensitive.
take a break because she's so invested in this, and she cares so much about it. I feel like she does worry. Like, I got to keep pushing. I got to keep pushing. I got to keep pushing. So that's why she continues on. And I'm not everybody's cup of tea. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
Yeah.
I'm glad that you enjoy me, but there's some people that don't. And
As crazy as it sounds.
as crazy as that sounds, not everybody
No,
likes me.
I really think that you both are like handling everything in the right way, because you are not like taking it personal. And I think that with the cases that you are on, if you make it that kind of personal, it can play your mind.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I really think that you are doing great. I really love that Marisa is helping with money and raising funds and everything.
Hmm.
But I really want to congratulate you both, because I think that you have like your feet on the ground, and it's amazing to be able to watch you and to learn from you.
Oh,
Thank you
So
so much.
well,
this is
that's
from
great.
Mexico City.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Pamela. I
Thank you so
appreciate
much.
you.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye
Bye.
bye. Okay. Odds, could you show your face? You are next, my dear. I've got three, six. I've got seven people back here. So,
Oh wow. Okay.
um, AUDZ, could you show your face, please? Hello,
Hello, Moto.
AUDZ, show your face, please. Okay.
We need to see you.
Mari, could you show your face? Okay, Odds did. Never mind. Okay, there she is. Hello.
Oh, I love the hair. I love your hair.
And I hear a
I'm showing
lovebird,
my
and
face.
that's a lovebird sound.
Hello,
That's a
Hi.
lovebird, isn't it?
I'm here. Hello, can
Oh,
you
she's
see me?
lagging. She's got a lag.
Oh yeah,
Hello,
she's got a lag.
I'm here.
Oh, hold on. Let me take her down and put her back up. Hey, are you there?
Oh, I was there before.
Are
Hi.
you are you live? Are you there?
I told you I had purple hair.
You do have purple hair. I love it.
Yeah, I knew that was a lovebird.
Yes,
Oh my goodness,
yes,
look
it
at that.
is. And it's a,
Do you know how I know?
Do you have
I
one?
used to raise birds. I used to
Wow,
breed birds.
really? That's
Hmm.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
Different.
yeah. I used to breed mainly parrots, but I've had all kinds of birds.
Do they
Odds,
talk?
what would you like to say? Hello? Okay, we're just getting some technical difficulty.
Yeah.
Marie, I think she's watching on her television or something.
Yeah, I think
Okay,
so.
Marie, do you want to keep your camera on or no? Okay, there we go. Okay.
Hey Marie.
Hello.
Hey
Hi.
Marie.
How are you
Hi.
doing?
Yeah, it's pronounced Mari. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh,
A little Spanish. It's
A
okay.
little Spanish.
Mari.
Yes, Mari. I just wanted like about the custody hearing being moved 2 months. I went through a lot of custody, with my husband's children. So I feel like there's a possibility that she does have an attorney and her attorney contacted the courts and probably did like an emergency, like a family emergency because
Mhm.
Vaughn's in the hospital or because of his condition that they pushed it back. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
there's a possibility of that because I know she can do like an emergent, I forget what it's called, but it's kind of like an emergency injunction or something like that.
Mhm.
And that could kind of like help her to not have to be in court like
Oh.
now.
Okay. I think okay, so considering that he is not in Yuma. He's not in Yuma, right? He's still in Arizona from my understanding. He's just not in Yuma. But say he's like 2 or 3 hours away. Maybe she could get her lawyer to file something to say, hey, listen, I can't come back there to Yuma to deal with this because my husband is in the hospital such and such amount of time away, hours away, and I need to be here by his side. And maybe a judge would grant it for that purpose.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it would just be like not being able to be by his side because like you said earlier, it she could do the Zoom.
That oh yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Right.
really there's, she don't have an excuse for that. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, she could probably use the excuse that I need to be by my husband's side and she couldn't even take the time to like even sign into a Zoom, if that makes sense. Um, but yeah, that could be a possibility too. And if they did do it and they filed it today, it actually wouldn't show up on the docket for like 2 or 3 days. So like you might want to just keep an eye on their docket and see what's been filed.
Yeah.
If
Hopefully.
she filed any type of motions, of that, because it anything that's filed, like earlier when somebody said if he filed for emergency custody, I don't think he did because it would have showed up on their docket and then you would have seen where he got denied the motion.
That's what I was thinking.
So I think he just filed, for custody, like, just to take the kids for now or something, temporary thing maybe. I mean, I don't know what is on their papers, but yeah, anything that is filed will come up on their docket no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Any type of
Yeah.
motion. So you might, since y'all have all that information, like how to look up the docket, you might just want to keep an eye on that for the next few days and see what comes up.
Yeah.
Y'all might get some new information in a few days of what happened, why the court didn't happen today.
Yeah. Right.
Mhm.
It's
ahead,
just
I'm
because when
sorry.
I text it, I feel like y'all don't see my messages when I'm messaging, because there's
Oh,
so many messages. So I was
it's a
like,
lot.
I'm just gonna get in line to let them know that, so that way, y'all can maybe look, like, keep an eye out on that,
Mm-hmm.
for,
Yeah, Justin,
for
I
future
think you
information.
you check it ever so often, right? Don't you check to see if anything else has been filed?
Every day.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because see, when we would go back for custody for anything, that has my husband's name on it, it always goes back to his divorce. Like it
Mm-hmm.
started from his divorce. when we went for
Oh
our
yeah,
granddaughter.
right. Yep.
Yeah, when we went for our granddaughter, because we had got temporary custody of our granddaughter, and now we have the grandparent rights where we get her for visitations. That's even under his divorce docket.
Yeah, which that's what
If
it's showing up. It's showing up under the original filing from years ago, right, Justin?
Oh yeah, it shows the whole record. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will show everything that's been filed from
Mm.
those kids, her name, his name. If it has anything to do with him and her, it will be filed under that same court record.
Right.
Yes.
So any motion, if there wasn't no motions denied, then he didn't file like the emergency, you know. Or maybe his lawyer told him he didn't have grounds for emergency, so he would just have to go to like regular court. That could have possibly happened too. But yeah, I just wanted to let y'all know that because I have a lot of experience in child custody cases,
Thank you.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right.
Unfortunately, right. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate that.
Yes.
Yes,
Thank you.
y'all are welcome. Oh, Justin, I sent you a few emails of videos. I'm not sure if y'all have had them before, but I've just been sending you stuff. I've
Thank
been
you.
trying to catch up because I have missed a couple of y'all's lives. So
Thank you,
I
love.
hadn't
Send away.
seen you. Yeah, I sent you one yesterday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank
So
you, hon.
okay, thank you guys for
Appreciate
letting me on.
everything.
Thank
God
Y'all
you
bless
have
so
a great
much.
night. I'm gonna
All
keep
right.
watching.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Next we have Vanessa.
Um,
Hi, Vanessa.
Hey,
Welcome.
Vanessa. I want to say something really quickly.
Go
I'm
ahead.
so
I'm
sorry,
sorry.
Vanessa, to
I'm
cut you
sorry,
off.
Elle. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, no. I just want to say something really quickly. I saw in the chat that someone said that people was going to Molly's stream saying that I was letting people talk bad about Molly over here, and that is not true.
Oh,
We're not talking bad about Molly over here. We love Molly.
nobody's talking.
So if anybody's going over there telling Molly that, please do not do that. That's not okay, and we don't need, that happening. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to put that out there. Just because Molly was live and we didn't know and we went live doesn't mean that we're
It's not the end of the world,
right.
people.
We're not trying to, take her people. We're not. It was not done on purpose.
Molly's been wanting to come on.
Yes,
she keeps
absolutely.
saying.
Yep. And we when we found this out, when we saw that the date was pushed back, me and Justin was messaging, and he said, "Let me get in touch with Molly." He called Molly, but she didn't answer, so he assumed that she was asleep, as did I. And we just went ahead and did it, and we were like, well, if she wakes up, she can come on. So it was not done intentionally. We had no idea she was live. We didn't realize that until we actually got on, which we probably should have checked. But so
Is what it is.
yeah,
It's okay.
you guys please don't do that. Molly already has enough going on to she's got enough stress, so please don't do that. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
It's okay. I just wanted to say thank you for all you guys do, like bringing the voices to the voiceless. It's like, it's amazing to me. Like, and I'm sorry, I cry when I get nervous. So,
Oh, yeah.
That's okay.
I did want to say too, like, I took psychology in college. I mean, I didn't finish, but it seems to me like Dre is a sociopath. And the reason I say this is because how she ignores Raza and sometimes the other two kids, and she's all about herself, and with how abusive she is to everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's very possible, Vanessa.
I agree. Yeah.
Something's there, in my
Right.
opinion.
Also, I personally know two sociopaths. I'm related to them, one being my cousin and her mother. And they're both the exact same way that Dre is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all about themselves, always.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah.
But once again, I won't keep you guys. I just wanted to say those things and thank you once again.
Oh, thank you, Vanessa. You're
Of
very
course.
kind, very sweet,
Yeah.
and we appreciate your support tremendously. And you hang in there and take
We
care of
appreciate
yourself,
you.
okay?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Thank
All right,
you.
thanks, Vanessa. Bye,
Bye.
honey.
Bye-bye.
Next, we have Kristen. Kristen, could you show your face for a moment, please? Thank you. All right, Miss Kristen, how are you doing? Welcome.
I'm good. I'm good.
Hey, Kristen.
Hey, Elle Bee.
How are you?
It's funny that Justin said he was raising birds, and I have that one that I adopted. Her name is also Elle Bee.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Really?
Oh, really?
Yeah, hers is Ella Brooke.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I just wanted to say that I kind of in a way disagree with Amy because I'll tell you why. I live in Arizona
Mhm.
and my daughter-in-law has her MSW and worked for CPS. My son works in a group home. It's a transitional home for kids that they can't find placement for. They're always packed. And my daughter-in-law was also offered a supervisor's position, but at that time they had so many people quit from burnout that they actually doubled her caseload. So if she was supposed to have 50 cases, she had 100. And that's how it is in the court system as well. They have a special court out here in Tucson for it's a juvenile court,
Mhm.
and the docket is like way far out, so that could be one reason. The other reason I think maybe that Dre didn't show up is because as easily as she was able to manipulate Vaughn into lying or giving her narrative to the
Mhm.
doctors the way she did, she's probably doing the same thing with those girls and telling those girls, you need to say X, Y, and Z to a court or to CPS. She's grooming them right now,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
in
was
my
thinking the
opinion.
same thing. I was thinking the same
Mhm.
thing, girl.
In my opinion, I think that she's grooming them right now. And Raza, if you say this or that, they're gonna take you, and you're gonna end up in this terrible,
Yep.
Something like that. I don't know exactly what she's saying, but that's my opinion, and I just wanted to throw that out there.
But thank you so much. I do think you're right. I think one reason she could potentially be pushing back as far as possible is to make sure they don't have anything in their system. If there is something out there that could pick up the K word, um,
There is. But it's technically not illegal in Arizona, so it's
It's not.
no.
but
It's not.
even if it's not illegal, if they went to court and they tested the kids, and Raza had it in his system or something, that wouldn't be a good look for her. So,
No.
do you think it would?
Which it may be. I don't know if you can give
They
it to a kid or not, so
No, because the places that they sell it at, um, people under the age of 18 aren't even allowed in that establishment
right.
because it's not legal for children. So,
Mhm.
but I think that she's grooming them. I think that she is. Oh, and the other thing was, I was kind of thinking about this and I was kind of laughing to myself. But with all those wigs that Dre has, she's probably going to be able to stay incognito for,
Oh my gosh, I know, right? I mean,
So that's all
yeah.
I really had to
She's probably
say.
dressed up like her that old woman that she dresses up
What's
right
her
now.
name? What's the old woman's name?
Oh God. Earl and Pearl.
Earl and
Is it?
Pearl. She's up there,
Yeah.
Earl. Yep.
She's probably like Pearl. She's got her cane out, doing splits down the sidewalk.
That's so
Good
wild.
Lord.
Well, that's all I had to say. Love you both.
Thank
Well,
you so
thank you. We
much.
love you too, honey. You take care of yourself.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Next, we have the Betty and the Boop,
The Betty and
or the
Boop.
Baby Boop.
Baby.
Sorry, Baby Boop. Welcome, Baby Boop.
Hi.
Hi. I didn't know you could still see my face. I've never done this
How
before.
are you?
That's okay.
Welcome.
I just want to say hi, Justin. Hi, Elle Bee. Y'all are wonderful, and I appreciate what y'all are doing,
Thank you so
taking
much.
on this story and helping the family. Just have a couple of things. One thing, Vaughn may have done this, but I just find it so hard to believe that. I mean, in the police report, it states that Raza came out and said his daddy told him not to come out. I have a hard time believing that Vaughn would do this, knowing those children were up and awake and could stumble upon him having done this. I don't know what another answer would be, but it's just strange to me that he would do that.
Right. I thought
The
the
other
same thing. I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
The other question I've been having is it's been stated many times over and over that Vaughn got up and went to the children's bathroom. He took his vitamins, he brushed his teeth. I've read the police report, I've listened to y'all. I don't see it in there. All it states is when he got up at 7:15, he went in the children's bathroom to clean up, and then they argued over the tea. And unless I'm missing something there, in the police report, I don't see it mentioned anywhere that he took vitamins, that he brushed his teeth, just that he went in there to clean up. And that's, a petty thing, but it's just something that's been on my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
The other,
There's
sorry,
a
go
lot of
ahead.
strange things. Yesterday we were someone in chat, which is I love chat sometimes because some people just pop off the best ideas. This person said in the police report it was noted that the officer mentioned that Dre's hands were cool to the
Yeah.
touch. Now, if you're doing CPR and it was 94 degrees that day, at the time of the morning out in the desert, you're, cutting the rope, your adrenaline is up, you're doing chest compressions, getting the dog in and out, right, and everything. And it said her hands were cold to the touch. Would your hands be cold if you were giving CPR and all that?
to speak on that, and I was a nurse until I had to give up my nursing license because of disabilities. I mean, I was in my 30s, and my late husband was like, "You're quitting your job because I'm either going to find you at home, in the hospital, or the cemetery, and I'd rather see you at home."
Mm-hmm.
So, but speaking as a nurse, normally, yes, that would be the case. What that signifies to me for Drea, and I have several autoimmune issues, and like I have a heart condition as well. And so then when it starts going nuts, and like with between hormones, pain, everything else. But if I get nervous and your anxiety starts kicking in, yeah, my hands will get ice cold regardless. So to me, and the agitation part they kept talking about, to me, that agitation did not signify being worried about Vaughn or anything else. That came from fear, in my opinion.
Yes.
I think, and given the state of her hands, and also the cop that made a point, he made that point that when the fire department told them they got a pulse and her eyes got big, he made that statement big and bold to bring attention to that.
Yeah. Very
She
possible.
did not expect them to come up with that.
Yes.
And that's exactly when she grabbed the police officer's hands, and that's when they were cold as ice. That's why I say they went that way out of fear.
Yeah.
Because normal people, yes, when you're doing the chest compressions, you're doing all that, yes, your adrenaline's pumping, you're hot, you're sweaty because you've been doing it, right?
Yes.
And then all of a sudden she's talking to the cops, and then they find a pulse. Yeah, it turned to fear real quick, and anxiety, because what she's telling happened isn't exactly what happened, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well,
And
thank
then
you so much, Baby Boop, for
the
coming up.
thank you. The one other thing I did
Sure.
want to ask about. Now, everybody keeps saying that body cam film can't be released. It's an open investigation, blah blah blah. That's not true. We've seen this happen. I mean, George Floyd, Arbery, all of those, and it was active investigations. They released all of that body cam footage beforehand. the Uvalde school shooting, they've already released all of that footage. So I think it's because the Yuma police are trying to cover their ass. They don't want to put it out because they know they effed up. And the only reason they even put out a supplemental police report, in my opinion, is because of the pressure that y'all and Molly put on them.
Mhm.
They never would have done it otherwise.
Mhm.
But I don't see why it couldn't be petitioned, and for the same reason, get that body cam footage out there, as in these big cases. If not, they're covering up. And that's why they don't want to release it. They can release it in an open investigation. They don't want to, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah, that is that they did say that they couldn't release it. Now, from thinking back, my lawyer told me this as well. If there's an open investigation, body cam, dash cam can't be released. George Floyd body cam and dash cam wasn't released. It was CCT. It was the footage from the streets and the stores in that
No,
area and
the
cell
cop,
phone,
what-
right? I
the
thought it was like
other
cell
cop,
phone.
the other cops that were assisting the
Hmm.
main guy, their body cam footage was released.
Before like court and everything.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Ahmad
Sometimes it leaks.
and
Sometimes it
Brooke,
leaks.
what was his name? Um, Rashad Brooks
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
in Atlanta, which is where I am,
Mhm.
right after the George Floyd incident and everything. This guy, same bad ending. Okay. Yeah. They released that body cam footage within a week because of the pressure that was put on the police department, was put on the DA, everything, because of how it was handled.
Yeah.
Yes, they released it before ever going to court.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Betty, or Baby Boop. I appreciate your time.
No
But
problem. I
Thank
we got
love
you.
scheduled
watching
behind
y'all
you,
and
so
seeing where y'all are taking this. And I'm glad y'all are a voice. I've donated to Miss Letitia many times, and I
thank you.
will
You're very
when I
kind.
can. So thank y'all for
Thank
what
you.
you're doing and getting this information out there.
All
Thank
right.
you
God
so
bless you.
much.
Take care.
Is there anybody else waiting in
Thank
the back end, Justin? Is there anybody else waiting in the back end?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Because they said Molly is live and Miss Letitia is on. So I was gonna
Do you
say
want to?
maybe
You want to
we
go over there?
yeah, and I wanted to say really quick because somebody's bringing up the rope. The rope wasn't frayed, and we don't know if it was a new rope or not. Somebody said it was a new rope. I don't know. I've never seen any reports that it was a new rope or anybody say that. We're
Yeah.
saying that it should have been frayed where it was cut, because there's a dead weight. I mean, literally a man who weighs, I don't know how much he weighs, but he's, unfortunately hanging, and where she cuts that rope, we saw that it named the type of rope that it was, and it should when she cut it, it should have, because it was the twisted type of, Justin, you know what I'm saying? The rope
Yes.
was like a twisted type of rope. So when it was cut, it should have frayed at least where it was cut, from what,
Yes.
if you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
so they're saying it wasn't frayed. But anyways, yeah, I think we should probably go over to Molly's. Miss Letitia's over there.
She just sent me a link. So
Okay. And
I'll.
we've been over here for an hour, and I know people's like, we're bouncing, we're bouncing, we're bouncing. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll run over there.
Okay.
Is that good with everyone?
Okay.
Okay. All right.
We
Well,
got you.
Justin, thank you so much. I'll
Thank
I'll see you over
you.
there. Thank
At
you,
least we can
everyone.
come on now.
Oh my
We
gosh, I
figured
know.
out a way.
Finally got it figured out.
Yes.
But everybody over here, we have 732 people on your way out. Give it a thumbs up. And you guys go check us out over. We're going to go over to Molly's channel. Molly's on the phone with Miss Letitia. So we'll see you guys
Yes.
all over there. Goodbye,
Hit your
everyone.
thumbs up.
Yes. Bye bye.